All right, guys, I finally found the ambition to finish the Larson SKX mod build. This thing gave me a lot of trouble, and I learned a lot in doing so. So here it is on my wrist, 7.25 inch wrist. This used to be a stock SKX 009. Now I don't know what you want to call it. But let me pop it off wrist so you can get a closer look at it, and we'll talk about what parts were used and all of that good stuff. So obviously, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the parts that were used to the best of my knowledge and the price, and then I'll give you a total, okay? So started out with a Seiko SKX 009. Let's just roughly say they're $200. Whether you pick a 007 or a 009, I mean, when you're replacing all these parts, it doesn't really matter. So we'll start at $200. The next thing, after you disassemble, the next thing you're going to want to do is the inner chapter ring and then the crystal. So you have to do them in that order. You guys can do your own research on that. So the inner chapter is I think I wrote it down. Yeah, it's a Namoki's polished chapter ring. Those are $18. The crystal is the Namoki's double domed sapphire crystal with AR coating. I can't remember if this one has the blue or if it's a clear. This one might be a clear. I can't remember. And those crystals are $43. And I'll put a link to Namoki's down in the description, and the other parts company that was used on this. I'll put that down in the description too. So now you have all right, so now we can move on to let's do all the case stuff and then we'll do the dial. So the next thing is the bezel and bezel insert. So this bezel, honestly, I'm not 100% sure what it is. It's just one I had laying around from a previous mod that was demodded and then changed over. But I'm really a big fan of the Namoki's coin edge one because the way it has a polished chamfer on the top side here. So I'm just going to give you the price on that one, even though you guys can probably tell which one this one is, but I really don't know. So the Namoki's coin edge bezel is $39. They're currently out of stock right now, but you just, keep watching. They'll pop back in, or pick anybody's. They're all about the same price from brand to brand. The prices are going to be very similar in product. Then the bezel insert on this one is a sloped 12-hour metal bezel from DLW watches. And these are, let me look it up here, $33.50. And you can see when you made it with the double domed sapphire crystal, it lines up perfectly. So that's absolutely perfect. So that was a really good choice to go with the sloped if you're doing the style crystal. I really like the fitment on it. There's no, chamfer or bevel or anything to catch. So fitment is outstanding. So that pretty much cleans up the case. There's other things I use, like I use Seiko silicone grease for the case back gasket and for the gasket that's inside this bezel. And that just gives it a nice smooth operation, and it helps it seal up on the backside. The other thing I did on this, because I know it's a pet peeve of mine as it is with everybody else's, when you do the 12-hour bezel insert, first of all, I'm not a big fan of the 24-hour one. This watch does not operate on 24-hour. It operates on 12-hour. So when you use this bezel insert, personally, I refuse to have a click bezel on it. So you can remove from any of these, you can remove the click spring, and when you put this new one on, now it's bi-directional. So now you can set the time for your second tracking easily. So say I want to keep track of, a time zone to the west that's 2 hours behind me, and we're pointing at 1 o'clock right now. All you have to do is go 1, 2, and now I can keep track of my 1 off of my standard dial face. And then if you look at this outer ring, it is actually 11 o'clock, 11, whatever, 12, 13 in my buddy's time zone. So that's how you keep track of that. But the most important thing to me is the bi-directional action. And when you use a fresh gasket in there, which a lot of bezels come with new gaskets, and you use a little bit of the Seiko silicone grease, which which is, I think it's important to use this. It is a weird compound, and I find it very unique. So, and you can get this anywhere. Esslinger, eBay, Amazon, I'm sure. Just search it up. So most of these parts, guys, I'm going to try to put links in the description, but when I tell you I get it off from eBay, I'm not going to give you specific information. Like, you put in the part number or in the search, and then you find it. That's what I do. There's no magic or secret or anything like that. You just look, okay? Just look for the stuff and you will find it. So now if we move on to the internal components, we're looking at a Seiko Turtle Blue Lagoon dial. This is the SRPB11. Super hard to get. You're going to have to search. You're going to have to put in the work and save your searches, put on notifications. When one pops up, be faster than me or the other guys and buy it. Just get it because they look amazing. So, and they just don't pop up very often. So that is, did I give you the price on the bezel insert? I can't remember. Yeah, I did. It was $33.50. So the dial, I paid $79. Now the dial prices are going to range. You're going to sometimes find them just over 50 all the way up to over 100. So they're going to vary. I happen to pick this one up for $80. The handset, excluding the seconds hand, is from a Seiko SNZH53, I think is what it is. That's the polished silver sword hand. So you're going to have the factory Seiko loom on it, which I think is critical to doing these mods for me, is to keep that factory Seiko loom. And then I reused the SKX seconds hand. So you got the dial for $80. You got the SNZH sword hands for $20 I paid on eBay. And then what else is there? I did the inner chapter. I think that pretty much covers the build, right? This leather strap is off of Ocean Crawler. I paired it up with it because it has the blue stitching. I thought it looked nice. So I think if I listed everything, if you add up all those prices, you're looking at $433. So you can see how this stuff escalates, and this still has the stock 7S26 movement in it. So it's, non-hacking, non-hand winding or anything like that. So you can upgrade that too, like my lazy mod of just pulling the whole Seiko Turtle assembly with the dial and the hands and everything, or you can buy a NH35 or 36, but there's a couple of changes you need to do to make it work really good, and you're still going to need the crown, so you're looking at another anywhere from $60 to $80 for the stem and crown off the SARB 059. So these things can really add up. So it's not unheard of to have anywhere from a $600 to $1,200 Seiko SKX, especially if you're paying labor. This is no labor. I'm not counting the cost of tools or anything like that. So, and then you still can add a strap. You can use the factory Seiko Jubilee. You could mate it up with a really nice. I think it would look really good on this Uncle Seiko beads of rice. Here's a stock 009, so you have a comparison how different they look, right? And then this one's on a razor. So very cool. Many options with the Seiko SKX. I will do a few more builds in the future, but they will be my own personal builds, and then I may or may not keep them. It's hard to say. I might sell them or do whatever, but I will do them occasionally. I'm just not going to do the viewer mods anymore. It's too time consuming, and I need to have better control of my time. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Mr. Larson, for allowing me to build this watch. And here is your Loom Shot. I think it's important to keep the dial and the hands from Seiko, because you can see the loom does not disappoint. I think that's super important. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.